Seiko Turtle Padi variant. Now, I know what you're thinking. Most of us think Padi Turtle and we think the beautiful blue dial with the Pepsi bezel one, the more iconic one that, including myself, even robbed parts for special mods and everything like that. That definitely was the quintessential Padi Turtle. This one, however, still pretty cool. I like the powder blue, or I don't know, dare I say Tiffany blue colorway on the minute hand and on the bezel insert. So dial's totally different, not as dynamic as that blue dial from the first one that we were given, but this one still pretty cool. And it's in King Turtle. That's the big difference, right? So this is the SBDY093. Otherwise known, its US counterpart number would be a SRPG19er. I'll put a link down below to my preferred authorized dealer for these special models, and that would be Exquisite Timepieces. I don't think they have any in stock though. So maybe if you look on the GDM market, even the secondary market, these actually kind of take a hit. Pretty crazy good prices for some used King Turtles. So when I have people asking me often, I know we'll get to the size. And if you want the size, I've been putting them down below in the description too. But I've been having people asking me, like, what should I get? What should I get? If you're new and your wrist is like 7.25 or larger, like mine is 7.25 inch approximately, get a King Turtle. You can't go wrong with a King Turtle. They have the 4R36 in them. They have some great colorways, this being one of them. And you can get them sometimes in the $300 range for a used one. That's an incredible deal. So, all right, let's get into the size, because this one's brand new. But is a watch really brand new if somebody bought it? Even though it's still wrapped, I think there's a different classification for that. It's technically used. It's not at the original retailer. So now a private individual owns it. So technically used. Anyway, the case on this is 44.9 millimeter wide, basically 45 mil. The lug to lug is 48. What do I got here? Smudge? Oh, that's all. Is that scratched up? I'll have to take a look at that. That's weird. I don't know what happened there. There's some micro scratches right there. That's interesting. I didn't notice that until just now. I'll hit that with a Cape Cod cloth and see if that cleans up. Anyway, lug to lug, 48. You have drilled lugs. Thickness, 13.4 millimeter, not including that candy bar. I don't know what else you call that. The Cyclops here for the date magnifier is kind of shaped like a candy bar, or maybe I just need a Snickers. I don't know. 22 millimeter lug width here. Bracelet tapers down to 20. You have the dive extension. This is a Padi variant, so they had to meet the same dive ISO certification that all of their divers typically meet. So it has the dive extension, has the micro adjust. I think the bracelet on this is pin and tube, so there's going to be little collars on there. So I think I've done a sizing video on that. Should have 120 click unidirectional bezel on there, so it won't turn the other way. That's part of the ISO certification. And that clean, it kind of lines up. I think that inner chapter might be a little bit to the left, so you know it's an authentic Seiko. Screw down crown, 200 meter water resist, and on the case back, it's going to be labeled as a special edition. We better zoom in. Let's zoom in. Oop, that's the wrong thing. Let's do zoom. Zoom in. So it'll say special edition on the back, not limited edition. But oftentimes with collecting Seikos, special edition ones will go up in value as much, if not more, than a limited edition. From what I understand, special edition, let's take a closer look at that scratching. I don't know what happened there. That's an interesting place for scratches. Maybe somebody was wearing this with a bracelet. Yeah, because it's scratched on this side too. But the bracelet's brand new. So it's definitely a used watch. I think the prior owner just didn't wear it on bracelet. He wore it on a NATO or something like that, because it's scratched on this side too. And that looks indicative to something like he was wearing maybe one of those bracelets or something and just kind of constantly rubbed right there. So anyway, there'll be a good deal on this one. What was I talking about? Oh, what a special edition. From what I understand in my research and years of playing around with Seikos, special edition means they're made basically for that cycle, typically for that year. Even the previous generation was technically a special edition. Now that means that it's like I said, typically made within a year. But I did notice they basically re-released that blue dialed Padi one again. So it doesn't lock them into doing a minimum or a maximum number. Rather, they have the ability or flexibility to just launch them again. So that could happen with this. I doubt it because I don't think the sales number on this particular model was nearly as good as the original Padi. Which I don't know if that one is now available in a King Turtle or not. I'll have to look that up. If it is, that one's really killer. Okay, let's pop this on wrist. Again, bracelet's not sized. It's brand new. Apparently the watch head is not. But I warmed up to turtles. You know, if you would have caught me a couple years ago, I was killing these things nonstop, meaning that I was like taking the guts and I was swapping them over to SKX builds. But I really warmed up to the turtle. I think it's when they went to the King Turtle is what really got me. It's sapphire crystal, has a better bezel, just the overall look to it and the traction on it. And then they typically will have a ceramic bezel insert. And then they're crazy affordable. So you just can't be mad. Let's loom this guy up. I don't know if there's... Most other Padi variants of the Seiko lineup had 2 different colors of loom. Did we do zoom on the dial? There's a zoom on the dial. I can't remember if I did. Ceramic bezel insert, Tiffany blue, powder blue, whatever you want to call it. I need to clean this thing up. And it has, that's the Atlas or glow pattern on the dial. That's part of the Padi logo right there. That's what that dial is sculpted after. Okay, let's kill the lights. Okay, we only have 1 color loom on this. So they had a long-running standard there with the Padi variants where they had both green and blue in the loom. This one's just all green. So why didn't they do the blue on the blue hand? I have no idea. Kind of a fail on Seiko's part there. That's for 2 reasons. Missed opportunity, blue hand, blue loom, but also because all the other Padis have 2 different colors of loom. Whatever. Seiko does what Seiko does. See you guys on the next video.